Hello, everyone. This is week number 25 of my 52-week challenge to do a live stream every single week on LinkedIn. It's been a crazy 6 months so far. I've had a bunch of guests every single week. And for this week, for my 25th LinkedIn Live special, I am going to try to bring everyone back here. So give me a sec. I'm going to add everyone to the stream here. And we'll see if we can break LinkedIn Live. All right. How's everyone doing today?
Great.
Very well. TGIF.
Good, thanks.
It's definitely been
If I were any better, I'd be Phil.
It's been a hectic day, a busier day than I expected, and I knew it was going to be a busy day to begin with.
So yeah, I know, Phil. You said you're going to stay here for a few minutes here, but Phil, I just want to let you go first. You just introduce yourself. Just kind of share your experiences with with the live stream, and if there's anything else you want to share.
I'm Phil Kosicki. I live in Hooksett, New Hampshire. I'm currently senior software engineer at Raytheon Technologies, and I got to talk about the world of technology, a lot of my experiences, and what I see happening in the technology industry, and specifically software on this live stream. And it's something I enjoy talking about nowadays because, one, I'm getting the chance to work with people who are changing their careers into the field, as well as people who are new to it, who are fresh out of school. Now that I've been in the field for a long time, and really, there's never been a better time, really. There are more ways to get into the field, whether through a traditional college and university program coming straight out of high school, even going later, or even now there are so many different boot camp programs that you can go through as well. And I've worked with a lot of people who've come out of those. In fact, earlier today, I actually got to give a talk to some younger students, I think mostly high school, about what I see and what I've experienced to help them understand a little bit about it. And I hope my excitement really showed through because I enjoy what I get to do every day. I enjoy working with all these people who are coming into it. And there's just the opportunities are limitless. And not only just that you can write your own ticket to a lot of different places, but there's a lot of different directions you could go between web development, embedded systems, between just application development. You can work in so many different industries. And moving up the corporate ladder in this industry doesn't necessarily mean that you just go into management. You can go become senior engineer, principal engineer, and continue moving up. So there are so many great options now. So it just gets better to be in all the time.
Yeah, and then I was going through my notes this morning because I was trying to remember what did I talk about in the other 24 live streams, and I remember Phil from our conversation. You definitely nailed it on the head right there. There's so many opportunities out there for in technology, and if you really don't know like what you want to do, we talked about in our live stream. Just do a bunch of informational interviews. Utilize LinkedIn. Reach out to a bunch of people, and just be genuine. Just say, "Hey, I just want to learn more about what you do as a software engineer at this company. I want to learn more about what you do at this position." And more often than not, people are willing to help. People are willing to share their expertise. So don't be scared, and leverage your network, reach out to new people as well, and learn from them.
Right, and LinkedIn makes it so much easier to do this now than it ever was.
Yeah, and Phil, anything else you want to add? I don't want to keep you here too long. I know you got other plans.
Yeah, not much now, but it's great to be on here and to have the chance to have had the chance a few months ago to come live and talk about this and just to see the many opportunities I'm getting to even do things like go to some of these boot camps when they have demo days so I can give some feedback to the students as they finish their projects and also kind of make them think a little bit about some of the things they went through on their projects, which are also things that they're going to see as interview questions too. I ask them things like where they might have faced some adversity and what did they do to overcome that, how they handled the situation, because these are things that they don't show up on a resume. Your resume is going to list your skills and some of what you did. It's not really going to list exactly in more detail how you overcame adversity, but you're almost certain to be asked about that, especially when you're transitioning into the field and don't have as much of a track record to draw upon for interview questions.
Yeah, absolutely there. So anyone here have any questions for Phil?
No, I'll just say I watched that live with Phil. I don't remember when it was, but he made a point about, I think you asked him to say if you can give any recommendation or any last points. And he said, have more conversations with people in your field. And frankly, I use that with the grads who I coach and the young professionals I coach. So Phil, I think that was very wise, is to encourage people to have more conversations with professionals in their field.
Yeah. And I could tag on a little bit to Phil. I have to leave in a few minutes because I am facilitating a coding whiteboard session. Because one of the other things that's so important is I'm all about networking, but you have to demonstrate your skills these days. And so I work in helping software engineers or data scientists be able to figure out how can they, under stress, demonstrate their skills and what kind of projects could they do that they could highlight in the featured section of LinkedIn.
Yeah. And yeah, Sheridan, appreciate the reminder. I forgot that you had to drop off early too. So I want to give you the opportunity to share a little bit more about yourself and kind of your experience here with the live stream.
Great. Thanks, Stephen. Hi, everyone. I'm Sheridan Smith, and I'm a career advisor and a career strategist, and I live in Silicon Valley. And I started following Stephen because I was so impressed with what he was doing with his career and how he set all these challenging goals. So, I am working with folks who are at all stages, just out of college, people who've been laid off, people who want to change careers. And no matter what you do, you've got to get to know people where you want to go, and get to know people a couple of steps higher than where you think you're going to go, and then be able to demonstrate those skills. It is all about skills today.
Yeah, and for our live stream, Sheridan, we talked about navigating career bumps and detours, and yeah, that was one of the main things you talked about. Network, not just network with people that are in the same industry as you, but network with people from different industries. It's good to learn different skills, good to get different backgrounds. From my experience, not just networking, but with mentors as well. I have mentors from engineering backgrounds, from finance, from business development. It's just good to get all these different perspectives. So now you have a better idea of all the different opportunities you have out there.
Exactly. And by the way, if you might be a little bit more along the career curve, please network with people younger than you. It is so dynamic. I am now networking with my friends' children that I used to drive to soccer, and they are doing amazing things, and I'm learning from them, and it's so much fun. You need to be doing that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we all have unique experiences. No matter how much experience you have in terms of how many years of experience, how old you are, we all have experiences. So you can always mentor others. If you're in college, you can mentor high school students. If you just graduated, you can mentor college students, and so on and so forth. And you always just get a different perspective when you share your experiences with others. And it's just sort of like, wow, I've come so far, and here's my lessons learned. And you could just help out, I don't want to use the word next generation, but you get to help out the people who are trying to follow in your footsteps as well.
And help out people who have gone ahead a generation, but they still have much to learn.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Definitely. Good.
Okay,
And maybe just the last thing, Stephen, if I could say, is when you and I talked about career bumps, there is one certainty in everybody's career, which is you're going to have a career bump. Everybody gets laid off, companies go under. It's just kind of a badge of honor. So you need to plan ahead. Not only how could I flex? What could I do if A happens or B happens? And that's going to be so much easier to do if you have been spending your time getting to know people all along. And my last thing is that they have to get to know you. People are going to help you if they know your elevator pitch, not just you know your elevator pitch. Does your mom, does your neighbor, do your kids, do your former colleagues, do they understand the value you can bring to an organization? They need to be able to talk you up.
Yeah, I was looking at my notes, and we talked about the same thing in my live stream with Olivia Vo. We were talking about how to network on LinkedIn, and she says you want to make sure you're top of mind on a lot of different people, a lot of top people's minds, right? So a lot of people know what kind of job you're looking for, what kind of opportunity you're looking for, and someone says, "Oh, I'm looking for a project manager." It's like, "Oh, I know a person." You want to be that top of mind for a lot of people, so that just broadens out your network as well. So excellent point there, Sheridan.
Yeah, thank you and congratulations on all your live streams. It's been really wonderful.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I mean, I couldn't do all these live streams without everyone here and all the other guests as well. So just having someone else on the live stream sharing their expertise, and I mean, it's you all. You guys are all sharing your experiences. I'm just tagging along here and just facilitating. So really, really appreciate everyone's support so far this year.
Okay, take care, everyone.
All right, thanks, Sheridan. All right, so I'm gonna just go in chronological order, and I think the next one we had Adrian. We had you in February. We were talking about how to develop a growth mindset. So Adrian, I'll let you introduce yourself and just maybe your reflections on that live stream.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I was like, what did Stephen and I talk about? Because between your lives and my lives, things start to overlap, which is good. We keep our messages consistent. I'm a certified professional coach, so primarily a life and career coach. I work with young professionals primarily and millennials, helping them get unstuck by helping them develop the tools to lean into the discomfort of change versus feeling like we have to be victims to change. And when you do that, your life will transform. And that's what I do. And from a mindset standpoint, oh gosh, I'm trying to think about what we actually talked about. But I think mindset is so much, right? Mindset really is everything. It determines so much of your reality. And you get control of your thoughts and your emotions, you can do anything.
Yeah, and just recapping our live stream, I think the major takeaway there was tough times help us grow. And we all went through the pandemic last year. We all needed to shift and adapt. And I mean, Adrian, your story, I don't know if you want to share it, but your story about basically what happened during the pandemic, and then you just decided to make that career shift. And I mean, it was just a great opportunity for you to do that.
Well, I went through the hard times, so my clients, students and graduates don't have to go through that quite so much themselves. But yeah, I think that's what makes good leaders and good coaches and mentors is we take our story and make it part of our practice. And Sheridan, she shared such an important piece about looking back on people younger than you as those folks, you were in their shoes. And I think that that's so important as a mentor, a coach, and a leader is to remember you were there. And if you had you now, what would you like to deliver? What message would you share with them? And I screwed up so much in my 20s. And all of that stuff, everything I went through losing my job during the pandemic has brought me to this exact place. I literally, Stephen, everyone, I could not be any other place other than right here in this moment, this live stream. So I think utilizing your story to help the people that you work with is such an important part of being in a position to help other people.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I mean, we said this earlier, share your experiences with others. This is why I post on LinkedIn. This is, I think, a reason why we're all involved on LinkedIn. We want to share with others, we want to connect with others, and we just want to help everyone grow all together.
We grow people. That's right.
Exactly. So next, Lona, sorry, you actually were the week before Adrian. I misread it on my spreadsheet here. But we talked about unlocking your core to achieve your full potential. So let you introduce yourself and your reflections on our live stream.
Yeah, and also I'm getting ready to leave before 4:30, but I'm Lona Small, and I'm the founder of Lab OPEX Training and Consulting. So I help medical lab professionals like myself. I know Adrian just talked about, having that life where you live the life and then now you can help others. So I'm helping medical lab professionals who feel unrecognized, as we do as the lab professional, uncompensated, to kind of find their unique competence. And Chandran talk about knowing competence or skills, but we have that unique competence that we get so passionate about. So I help them unlock that unique competence and operate at that highest potential to make that impact. And so we talked about unlocking your core. And unlocking your core is not just unlocking your competence, but sometimes you need to understand what your values, what's your vision, and all of that start from your core, and then you can start making that commitment to contribute and make that impact. And many times we have to be like Adrian, where you pivot, and I call that continuous improvement. So I prepare people before they get to that point where they're knocked over, where they think that this is my lifetime dream, and they're not surprised. So when I'm coaching people to unlock their unique competence and use it because they're really passionate about that, I walk them through, and then we talk about continuous improvement. And that's where the pivoting or you're reassessing and saying, how can I make adjustment, or how could I grow to the next level? Because when you find that, it doesn't mean that you're going to do it forever. There are different phases in your life. There are different seasons in your life. Sometimes you have to reassess and grow. So that's what I help other people who, I went through that, where I felt unrecognized as a medical lab professional to where I'm contributing at organizational level. So I'm helping others to do that.
Yeah, and really, really like what you said. And I think just, reflecting back on all these live streams, there's a lot of different common themes and just intersection across all the topics we've had. Sheridan talked about career bumps, and Adrian talked about, tough times help you grow. And then now you're talking about just being able to adapt, and you're not going to be in the same position forever. So, I mean, a lot of great lessons across all of the live streams here. And Lona, one of the main things we talked about in our live stream was just how to get more visibility, right? Mm-hmm. And do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So when we talk about contribution and impact, of course, you cannot just have your head down. And I know people talk about working hard, but, having that head down and working hard and not having that visibility, especially in the workplace, you can use it in different scenarios. But in the workplace, somebody talking about building relationships, somebody talking about finding the right people to show that visibility. Yes, you're going to contribute at a certain level, but even being here on LinkedIn, that visibility, for me, it was important for my profession as medical lab professional. I have a live screen that I get guests on to talk about different things and bring visibility to that. But bringing visibility is so important when it comes to the impact that you will have in your profession or whatever you're doing. So it's so important to talk about how do you contribute, how you make that impact, and how you bring visibility to what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be able to share those stories, share those experiences, because again, with LinkedIn, you never know who's watching. You never know who's looking at your post. You never know who's watching your live streams, watching your videos. But just have to, in each of your posts, just make sure you have that clear message up front so people know who you are. And, again, tying in all the topics, make sure you're top of mind on a lot of people's minds. And, that gives you different opportunities as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Lona, anything else you want to add?
I'll hang around for a few minutes and support the others. But I'll be jumping off very soon.
All right. And then next we have Eleni, all the way from the UK.
Hi, Stephen.
Part of that group where the whole month everyone was an international guest. So thank you for joining here, Lenny. We talked about advice for your younger self, and that's a lot of stuff what Adrian talked about earlier. So Lenny, you want to introduce yourself and reflect on our live stream?
Yeah, so my name's Eleni. Lenny is my nickname because it's easier for people to pronounce. I'm based in the UK, and I pivoted my career last year during the pandemic. So I started coding as something just to fill my time and sort of keep my brain active after about 2 months of like cooking and watching Netflix, which I think probably everyone did. And part of my journey was to join LinkedIn. I was quite apprehensive about joining it because I thought it was kind of just somewhere to get a job. I didn't realize just how powerful it is and how powerful networking it is So a lot of what I do is try to kind of build my community, network with people from different walks of life. And I too believe in helping people that are behind me or in front of me, because at the end of the day, we've all got our story. And I kind of had the realization recently that I might not always be the person in the room that has the least knowledge. Sometimes I might be in a room where people have less knowledge than me, and what I can give is perspective and be able to help people that are going into coding or whatever it is, to say, look, it might be difficult, but you will get there. So that's quite powerful to be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for our live streams, you talked on 4 main points about just things you learned, advice you would give from your younger self. The first one here is don't compare yourself to others. I mean, I think we tend to do that, and that comes a lot when we're just trying to see where we are and see where we're growing. We look at our peers, we look at people our age who may be more successful than we are, and we just get discouraged from them. But I think the key is just follow your own path, follow your own journey. We're all on unique paths to success here. So just focus on your growth, and I did a post about this, a video about this a couple of weeks ago about celebrate your wins. Right, it's a long road to success, or a long road to wherever you want to go. Celebrate the wins and celebrate that progress. And you talked about that during our live stream, Eleni.
Yeah. No, I think that sometimes it's really easy to get bogged down with all the logistics and how far you have to go. But sometimes just taking a breath and stopping and thinking, where was I last year? Where was I 2 years ago? Where was I 5 years ago? And then seeing how much progress you have, that can be the motivator to help you keep going. Because if you get into that mindset where you're continuously comparing yourself to somewhere else, no good can come from it. So I believe that it's good to do that, to celebrate the wins, to kind of journal whatever works for someone, but to just keep being like your number one cheerleader, I guess, and like we would support other people, support ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another thing we covered here, I got to double check my notes here. Is find your tribe. You want to talk a little bit about that, Eleni?
Yeah, so I'm a big believer that it's good to find a group of people that you can talk to, people in your family, whether that's family isn't just relatives. It could be anyone that's in your inner circle. So people that I'd say I've got my LinkedIn family, which you're part of, and I've got my Discord family where I talk about coding. And it's just really important, especially when you're career pivoting, to have people that understand, either they're going through what you're going through, have been through it, or have got where you want to go, to sort of keep your spirits high. So I think it's really important to I think we spoke about going through Facebook and looking at people that maybe don't really add value to your life anymore, and kind of removing it. There's nothing bad to kind of declutter these kind of spaces from time to time, to make sure that you're in the best headspace, and that the people around you are helping you get to where you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why I love LinkedIn. It's just such a supportive community. Every single person I brought on here, for each of my live streams, I can call them a friend, right? Just spending half an hour, we're all sharing our experiences, just connecting offline, engaging on each other's content, supporting each other. I joined Adrian's live stream. I'm going to join Andrew's live stream. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I'm going to join it on Monday, and we just continue to support each other. And that's just the beauty. That's just the beauty of LinkedIn.
For sure.
All right, thanks, Eleni. And then last up here, we have Andrew. Andrew has not been a guest on my live streams, but he's pretty much shown up for every single one in the comments. So, Andrew, do you want to introduce yourself and then share a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Stephen. I have definitely tuned in for a lot of your live streams on Fridays. That's actually how I met Eleni. It may be how I met Adrian. I'm not sure, because as you guys mentioned earlier, you and Adrian had some collaborations or similar guests on both different shows, but I definitely met Eleni because she was on your live stream, Stephen, and Yeah, so I'm coming at this from a different angle because I haven't been one of your guests before, and I'm not a career coach. In fact, I might be one of those statistics that people were referencing earlier, as far as who hit a career bump or who's possibly looking for a pivot. Because I moved up to San Francisco at the end of August, and I basically been looking for work since September 2020. But that's also when I started using LinkedIn a lot, and so similar to Eleni, you know, LinkedIn was not a big part of my life up until recently. And then now I realize that there is more to it than just submitting resumes and looking at job descriptions. There's people here, there's a community here, and there's smaller communities within the overall community. And you can also make your own community if you want to. And so the event that you mentioned, Stephen, is related to a community that I started back in December called the Multilingual Monday Meetup. And thank you again for agreeing to present at our next event, Monday, June 21st. I think it's really great that you're going to talk to people about your experience learning Cantonese and Vietnamese. And we have a few other guests talking about their experiences learning Japanese and Korean. I'm excited for it. And it's, it's more of a passion project. It's not what I'm looking to do for my work. I still hopefully can get a job related to robotics or the electric vehicle industry or something more related to my engineering background. But I really do like languages a lot, and I also really like meeting new people. And so creating that group allowed me to kind of combine two things that I really enjoy. So,
yeah, definitely look forward to that multilingual Monday meetup you're talking about here. And I'll be live streaming that. I'll be posting about that tomorrow. So it's just a great, the interface is great with the Toucan tool. And you just get to hop on these different rooms. I think, it's just a lot of fun. I think, Adrian, you used something similar. Maybe you used the same thing before as well.
I got introduced to Toucan through Andrew.
Yeah, we met there once, and I showed him how it worked. And same thing with Eleni too.
And then I stood you up on Memorial Day. So I still haven't lived that down.
Don't feel bad, Adrian. I wasn't even going to bring it up unless you did. But you weren't the only one. Somebody else got confused about the date. So that event that was going to be May 31st has actually been rescheduled for July 5th, which is also still a holiday weekend. But it's going to be fine now because on July 5th, all three presenters are people who live in Europe, and they don't care about 4th of July.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, and Andrew, you talking about your passion in learning languages. I have a passion in learning languages, and one of our mutual friends here, out of all of us, Selena Young, she enjoys learning languages. I think she's going to be on your meetup on July 5th.
Correct. Yeah, she's one of the three presenters who's based in Europe. Yeah, Selena Young, and then Francisco and Veronica. So, yeah, it should be fun. I'll make a post about that later, probably after we have our event on Monday, June 21st.
Yeah, and actually, remembered when you were talking, you did join one of my live streams. This was when I was solo in Maui.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. When you were in Hawaii, I popped in and I met your girlfriend too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was in Maui. I was talking about celebrating your wins, and just one person, just me talking and just trying to fill in time. And then June joined, and definitely made her jealous with my not virtual background of palm trees, the actual background there. And Andrew, you joined and you talked about your move to the Bay Area here. So we definitely need to catch up and grab lunch or something since you're a lot closer. And also your multilingual Monday meetup as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll be spending a lot of time in San Mateo in the near future. So, yeah, definitely. I want to get some restaurant recommendations from you and your girlfriend. You said you guys might know a few spots in San Mateo I can check out.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, a lot of good food over there. And Adrian, you're in Portland, right?
Yeah, Portland area. Mm-hmm.
I think I might have a trip up to Portland sometime later this year. So I'll keep you posted.
Let me know, man. Let me know for sure.
And then looks like we have a new guest here. Give me one sec.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I got caught up with work.
Hello.
Yeah, try to jump back in.
So, hey, Puppy, thanks for joining. Another one of just enjoy having you on my live stream here. It's okay that you're late. I I showed up late to my own 25th LinkedIn live stream. I had a work meeting that I was trying to get done as quickly as possible. So, we just been going around and just letting you introduce yourself and reflecting on your live stream experience. For our live streams, we talked about EQ and then getting out of your comfort zone. So I'll let you introduce yourself and then share your experience on that live stream.
Yeah. So hi everyone. My name is Poppy. I am a data lead at a technology company in New York right now, and I'm not an influencer or a coach in any way. I'm just an ordinary person, but I'm very passionate about emotional intelligence and mental health. So that's what I talked with Stephen before. And yeah, our live stream experience was actually my first ever live streaming experience, and it was a great one because Stephen he is so great at controlling the pace and being very encouraging, and he knows how to ask questions and to lead you through the process. So yeah, it's hard to believe he is an introvert, because he's done this so well that I feel wonderful, and that's why I come back again, even though I still have a bit stage fright and some kind of phobia, because I'm still not used to being on the screen. Yeah, so thanks for having me back. It's really wonderful.
Thanks
I
for coming back.
really appreciate that compliment, and I mean it means a lot, right? And it's just with these live streams, some of my guests, this is literally the first time I'm talking to them, and just knowing that I help create a very safe environment, very comfortable environment for you for your first live stream. And I remember after our live stream, we talked, in the green room. You just said, "Wow, this was something I've never done before," and just glad to have the opportunity to do that. So no, I really appreciate those kind words, Puppy.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about your 30 days of pup challenge? I think that's just a great way. We're talking about getting out of your comfort zone. I'm really amazed at your consistency with that.
Yeah, so I have a hashtag called 30 Days of Pup, and I actually started this challenge last year as a birthday gift because I want to make changes to my life. I feel like I'm having too many bad habits, and I just want to make some change. But last year we are all staying at home and nothing to do, so I just decided, okay, I'm going to throw away one thing per day for 30 days because I'm a thing hoarder. I like to collect all kinds of, like gift wrapping or some, trash. I just like to keep them. So yeah, I decided to do that. And after that 30 days, I realized, I can actually, give up on things. I don't have to, keep them the way I did before. And so after that, I keep doing, challenges and doing one thing for 30 days. And yeah, so far it has been something like 30 days of rejection, where I share one story of me being rejected or me rejecting others, because I've been, scared of being rejected. Every kind of rejection made me feel so painful. So yeah, that is one example of how to cope with something I'm afraid of. Yeah. So until now, I am on my 13th challenge. So it's over a year now, and I think I will keep doing that because it's a lot of fun to share the journey and to receive a lot of comments from people sharing their experience as well. That makes me feel like, oh, I'm actually not alone. And yeah, and it's also a great way to step out of your comfort zone. Is trying to tackle one thing that you are uncomfortable with, one thing at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, I really admire your consistency there. You document everything. So
Yeah.
I saw your spreadsheet. I'm like, that's exactly what I do. And I think some of I'm very detailed with my documentation, with my notes there. And just adding on to what you said, the consistency is key, and challenge yourself to get out of your comfort zone. So you call it a 30-day challenge. It's not meant to be easy. This 52-week LinkedIn live stream challenge, this is not easy at all. I had to do live streams while on vacation. I literally had a work meeting scheduled from 11 to 1. I'm like hoping it ends on time so I can hop over here, and it's just getting things done like that. So I think with just anything, just set a challenge, set a bar, because without setting that expectation for yourself, you just won't do it. Just by setting that bar, and you're more likely to achieve it. So I just want to kind of ask everyone else here, what challenge are you working on, and how you're progressing towards it? So we'll let anyone go first here.
Since I'm already off mute, I guess I'll just say I haven't set a specific date for this, but it's more like a consistency goal that I'm studying Mandarin every day, because I want to be able to speak Mandarin, both to be able to communicate with my girlfriend's parents and the rest of her family, and also with the expectation that someday in the future I might have some bilingual babies, and I want to understand what they're speaking, whether they're speaking in English or in Mandarin. So, there's that kind of nebulous deadline of I need to learn how to speak Mandarin before the babies are born. But we don't know when that will happen. So I have a little bit of wiggle room, but I still need to work on it every day because it's really tough for me.
That's such a big challenge.
Sorry, go ahead, Puppy.
I said that's such a big challenge because Mandarin is so difficult. Even for native speaker, for myself, I still find some of the pronunciation and some of the word choice challenging.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky for me, but I do work on it every day, and some days it's only 5 or 10 minutes. Other days it might be half an hour or an hour, but I make sure I put in a little bit of time to it every day, and maybe later when I'm done looking for a job, I can set aside bigger chunks of time, hire a private tutor, and kind of step up my game at that point.
Yeah, Andrew, I was going to say connect with Puppy because Puppy, you're from Taiwan, so your Mandarin is way better than mine. So definitely connect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I love to help because I was a Chinese tutor when I was in college. So yeah, I hope I can help you out, if you need anything.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll send you a connection request after this.
And then before we move on, I just want to point out one of my guests, Mark Struczewski. We talked about productivity, and he's learning French on Duolingo, and he has like a 435-day streak or something. I haven't checked the stories in a while, but I mean, it's just amazing. And his consistency is just amazing. He does the languages every day. He's been walking a mile every day for the last 3 years. He's like over 1,000 days in a row. And he's in like Pennsylvania or something where it's cold. So, he has no excuses. He does that every single day. So when I was doing my 100-mile running challenge, he was just doing that way before I was. Again, consistency is key, and you can reflect back and see how far you come. So, hey, Andrew, look forward to speaking Mandarin with you when we have the chance there. So, Adrian, Eleni, do you guys want to share kind of the challenges you are working on and how you're progressing towards them?
I'm actually challenging myself to do less.
That's important.
Imagine when you're like focused on goals, you're focused on achieving a lot of things. It's actually more challenging to get yourself to do less. So I've been working with my own coach, trying to eliminate some things so that I can pour more of myself into other things. And I came to the realization recently that when I started my coaching business, I wanted to be a full-time coach within my coaching business. And then between my coaching business and other part-time and contract roles, I got full-time work. And I realized over time that I'm actually no longer motivated by the idea that I want to be party of one, working on my own, building my own coaching business. And letting that go has just been like it has allowed me to invest so much more energy into other things. So I'm actually learning that less is more. That's my big
excellent point. You're working on some sort of fitness challenge as well, right, Adrian?
My fitness challenge is fitness whole pizza in my mouth. That's my new fitness challenge.
I thought you were working on pull-ups or something.
So I've been doing pull-ups, and I got those like TRX like canvas straps that you can work out with. And so lately I've been doing a minimum of 30 minutes of exercise, either working out with the pull-ups and the TRX strap. I can't do a lot of weightlifting because of a back injury. But the pull-ups actually help really pressure my back, and the TRX straps, it's all body weight. So it's perfect. And if I'm not doing those things, then I take a 30-minute walk minimum, because I can't run, but a 30-minute walk minimum. So that's really the commitment, is either 30-minute walk or a combination of that and the body weight exercises, which I feel really good. And I do still fit pizza in my mouth.
Let's get pizza then, Adrian, when I come visit in Portland.
Absolutely.
Lenny, last up here,
Yeah.
you want to share what challenges you're working on right now?
Yeah, sure. So going on what other people were saying about Duolingo, I've been learning Swedish for, I think, either 302 days or 304. And I just love that I've got a streak for so many days. There's no way I'm going to lose that. So I tried to kind of motivate myself to get it done in the morning, because otherwise it could slip. And I don't like it when I get that reminder, like the red big reminder, like if you don't put 5 minutes in, you're going to lose it. And then I think maybe, I don't know how many days I've been doing Spanish, but then I decided to do Spanish as well, because I learned Spanish at school. So I added that. So I just switched from one language to the other. But I'm finding that I'm mixing the words, but I guess that's a good thing, because it means the languages are in my head. So sometimes I'll go, oh, well, it's that in Swedish. And I'm thinking, no, well, okay, I'm doing Spanish now. But I definitely enjoy it. It is something that maybe in the future, like Andrew said, like with his language learning, maybe in the future I would put more time into it. But because I'm trying to pivot my career as well and help in C# and do all these other things, it's like, okay, I want to be consistent with this, but I can give it 5 minutes. And if it's 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes, you know, across a month and everything, it all mounts up. So that's something I'm really happy with, doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can echo what you said about learning the languages, trying to, you know, it's like let's say I'm learning a brand new language. Like I was learning, Vietnamese. And I was just like, I know how to say this in Spanish, in Mandarin, and in English. I just had no idea how to say it in Vietnamese. And it's a funny thing. I was at my girlfriend's house last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and I'm just, want to find opportunities to practice my Cantonese. So I'm like saying numbers, right? I'm saying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I didn't realize it, but I was saying it in Vietnamese, and no one was reacting to what I was saying because I was saying it in Vietnamese and not in Cantonese. And it wasn't until like an hour, I'm like, oh crap, I feel stupid, because I was like, what the heck are you saying? But no one said anything about it. So with learning languages, it's definitely hard. So I would just say, make sure they're at different proficiency levels. So, I one time I tried to learn Japanese and Korean at the same time because I was going to both countries, and I just couldn't do it. I was just confusing words left and right. So focus on, my advice, focus on one language at a time, unless they're at totally different fluency levels as well. So just my funny story there.
I have a question for all you multilingual people. I speak Spanish and bad English. Is it true that like when you're learning a new language that you can have dreams in that language? I've heard this said, but is this a true thing or no?
I think it takes a while to get to that level. You got to really be intense on one language.
Insinuate fluency when you start having dreams in a language?
It is kind of a breakthrough moment. It happened for me when I was living in France, after I had been there for a few months and was pretty much speaking French every day. But it's never happened for me in any other language that I've been studying while living in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it occurred to me when I was young, and I was in another country for the first time in my life, and then I had a dream that is in different language, and I was really excited because I don't know what that means, but apparently in the dream I knew all the language I was speaking. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if go ahead, Elena.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I think with me, what happens, because I speak fluent Greek as well, and I grew up bilingual, what would happen is if like I was talking to someone in Greek, but then other people around me were speaking English, it's like that side of my brain would be switched on and then I'd continue speaking in Greek. Or like if I'm on holiday in Greece, the words will come into me in Greek more than English, and my brother will be like, "What are you saying? I don't understand." But I don't think I've ever dreamt in Greek, but I don't remember like I've dreamt of being in Greece, but I don't remember if there's like what language I'm actually talking in the dream. But I assume it would be Greek. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I dream. Maybe maybe in Mandarin, just because it's a native speaker, being bilingual as well. But I don't know if I've really had a dream in like Spanish or Vietnamese or Cantonese. So I guess I need to work on my fluency there. But no, that's a good question, Adrian. I wondered that myself as well.
Well, it sounds like it, at least when you're approaching fluency, it might be more often or more likely than not likely.
Mm-hmm.
That's fascinating. And that Puppy could say like, I was really excited because all of a sudden I had a dream where I could understand this new language, and and Andrew being immersed in it, right? Like physically there, and obviously that helps when you're speaking the languages to be surrounded by it. But I just think that's really interesting phenomenon.
Well, what about you, Adrian? Do you dream English or Spanish or both?
I don't think I dream in Spanish, but I feel like the last trip we made to Mexico, I probably did, because it was just we spoke it everywhere.
Nice.
And so there's something probably about either the immersion or the top of mind fluency. I think there's something to it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So as we wrap up here, I just want to give everyone here, just want to say thank you to everyone for being part of my live streams early in the year. Thank you for your support today. And just, I can't do it without everyone here. Just wanted to give everyone here a plug on just, what do you need help with, or how can people get in touch with you? So Lenny, you want to go first?
Sorry, I put myself on mute. So I'm still looking for a junior front end developer role. So if anyone's got any available in their back pocket in London, Kent, or remote, please get in touch. And or if anyone is also seeing this and maybe is new to coding or wants to talk to someone that's been through it themselves, again, anything to do with networking or being part of communities. I'm part of a few communities, and I recently started volunteering with C#. So if anyone wants to find out more, just connect, say hi, and if I can't help you, I'm sure I know someone that can.
Yeah. So definitely reach out to Lenny if you have any front end developer positions, as well as you need help with just getting introduced to coding. So Andrew, go ahead.
Sure. Thanks. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I am looking for a job in the San Francisco area. If anybody knows a job opportunity related to mechanical engineering or manufacturing engineering, or even project management related to physical goods, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through LinkedIn. Also, on a totally different note, if you're interested in languages and you'd like to join the Multilingual Monday Meetup group, again, don't hesitate to write to me through LinkedIn. Send me a connection request with a message, and then I'll get back to you. But it's a pretty open community. We have people from all across the country, and even some people in Europe, and Africa and other parts of the world.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Andrew, and looking forward to the next meetup here on Monday. So I'll be talking about learning Cantonese and Vietnamese. I'm curious to learn how your other two guests learned Korean and Japanese as well. So, Adrian, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Goodness. I give away so much free coaching, and I'm not even mad about it. So I'm in such a good place with coaching and, where I'm at in life that if any of you need support, life, career, I've got a lot of effective strategies and tools. If there's anything I can do to assist, I'm wide open. I will make time for just about anybody if they're serious about growing. And so feel free to reach out to me for any reason. There's never going to be any pressure of commitment. And when I say something's free, I totally mean that it's completely free.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for Adrian. It's extremely helpful, and glad to call you a friend and just just being able to being able to have your support so far this year, and just returning the favor as well. So definitely reach out to Adrian if you need need of some coaching. And then finally, Puppy, anything you need help with, or just anything you want to shout out?
I mean, shouting out to you. You have been creating great content, and even your connections are all of high quality people, and it's really amazing. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really senior in any sort of career, but I'm available for anyone if they have doubt or questions about being an international student and how to find jobs in the US. I mean, I have gone through all the chaotic process, so yeah, I'm here to help, to answer questions, and if anyone needs help. And it would be great if you are interested in getting entertained by my challenges, feel free to connect with me. And yeah, I would love to hear your stories and also learn from you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Puppy. And I think just overall, we're all moving along in our career, in our growth, in our personal and professional development. So each of us here, no matter where we are on that road, we all have a lot to share, but we also need a lot of help and a lot of support as well. So that's just the beauty of LinkedIn, just being able to connect with so many amazing people here, Puppy, like you said, a lot of high quality connections. And just being part of this amazing journey with everyone here all together. So, I'm excited to see what's upcoming with the next 25. I don't know, maybe I'll do this again for number 50, and we'll see what happens. I know the StreamYard is a little lagging here with the 5 people we have, but LinkedIn Live is still going. But we'll see what happens, when we try this again. So,
and Steven, this is the law of attraction at play here. By the way, what Puppy said about the quality of the people. It's reflective of what you put out. I coach people around energy, and your energy is like such that it attracts individuals who are going to help you continue to grow and support you. And so, yeah, I mean, this is just indicative. When I look at all the pictures on your promo, like this is just, it says probably more about you than it does us.
Yeah, really, really appreciate that, Adrian. That means a lot, and I'm getting a little soft here, but it's just it just shows that just being consistent, just being genuine, being authentic on LinkedIn really, really pays off.
Absolutely.
All right, any last words from anyone here?
This was fun, Steven. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, appreciate
thanks for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I sent behind the scenes, LinkedIn invites to everyone who was on here that I wasn't connected to. So you also help make other connections, and being a connector is one of your strengths, Steven. So thank you always, man, for everything you're doing.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate that. So thank you, everyone, for whoever was watching. Thank you, all my guests so far this year, and thank you, Eleni, Andrew, Puppy, Adrian. Earlier we had Phil, Lona, Sheridan as well. So just thank you, everyone, for your support so far up to this point, and just really, really appreciate the connections that we have here. So everyone, enjoy the rest of your day, and talk to you all soon.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, sure.
I like that.
Bye.